Confucius once said, the journey of 1,000 miles starts with a single step. The Ottawa Race Weekend started its first step with a 42-kilometer torch relay to Ottawa City Hall, beginning in the small community of Marathon Village.
We had seen it before at other events, and we thought, well, it would be a fun way to sort of kick the weekend off here on Thursday with a relay, Olympic style, going all the way to downtown, and then kind of investigating what courses were out there, and actually our colleague Mark Sutcliffe came up with the one that we are using.
The relay saw over 60 participants running up to a kilometer each. The torch was passed from each runner as a symbol of continuity and victory of the human spirit.
Marathon race has unique characteristics. It's the most popular athletic event. It's the most massive. It's the only one that a simple runner has the opportunity to run side by side with world champions.
Regardless of how many miles you run, it's important to remember it's not only about the distance, but savoring every step of the journey. For Rogers TV, I'm Leah Larocque. On August 14, 2013, Kingston, Ontario's K-Rock Centre was officially renamed the Rogers K-Rock Centre, enhancing the long-standing relationship between Rogers, which is the parent company of K-Rock FM, and the City of Kingston. Under SMG Canada management, construction on the building began in 2006, and since the doors opened in 2008, it has become a hotbed of activity in the sports and entertainment scene.
The backhand, Leonard, the save, the rebound. Therefore, it is Lindsay. First goal belongs to the...
It's been amazing to see what it's been able to bring to our community in terms of a level of performance and entertainment, and enhancing that cultural experience that people can have whether they live in Kingston or come here to visit.
In only 5 years, the Rogers K-Rock Centre has gone from the new kid on the block to an award-winning venue that has seen the likes of names such as Elton John, Styx, and of course, the region's own Tragically Hip. Prior to the centre's opening, fans would have to travel to larger cities like Toronto or Ottawa to see these acts.
We bring in the best talent and the world-class entertainers that people would never in a million years think that they would get to see in a smaller city such as Kingston.
This new partnership goes beyond the walls of the Rogers K-Rock Centre and branches into the community.
We are donating a mobile technology unit equipped with 10 tablets, as well as a Rogers mobile internet hotspot and full internet service to the Boys and Girls Club of Kingston.
The growing partnership between Rogers, SMG Canada Management, and the City of Kingston is just one example of how Rogers is helping in the efforts to build stronger communities. For Rogers TV, I'm Leah Larocque. Many will stroll the aisles at the Ottawa Convention Centre for the annual craft fair. They're looking for those unique and creative products that cannot be found at box stores or shopping malls. With recent cuts made to the public sector, Nancy Law, the show manager, said this is a great time to be a small business owner in the city.
I think whenever there are cuts like we've seen with the government, it's the entrepreneurial spirit that is going to make you survive and thrive. And a lot of that comes from creativity and finding creative products, bringing creative ideas to the marketplace.
Ian Ferris was appointed the new CEO of the Ottawa Chamber of Commerce last week. He is also aware of the strength of the entrepreneurial spirit in local economies.
We've got that human resource. It's a good opportunity because we've got the human resources that are now leaving the government and can move into the private sector.
He said it's a natural time to diversify, and even though Ottawa is known for government jobs, Ferris says there's plenty of room for other industries.
I think it is. I think it's a great place for small business, small and medium-sized enterprises. We do have some large corporations in Ottawa, but primarily we're in that small and middle enterprise space.
Ian Ferris says that despite all the cuts to the public sector, it is the strong entrepreneurial skills of artists such as those here today at the craft fair that will help the local economy get back on its feet. Leah Larocque, CJTV News, Ottawa. Angela Sutcliffe thought that Freedom 55 would be a little more relaxing. After selling off her cleaning company, she hoped to slow down. But a costly divorce forced Sutcliffe to put retirement on pause. She now runs a consulting company from her home in Ottawa.
For every year I work, I have to put 2 years in the bank to support me. but I can't see retirement.
Recently, the global bank, HSBC, released a study saying many Canadians expect to be retired for 19 years, but have only saved enough money for 11 years. This means people like Sutcliffe are returning to the workforce. But this isn't always the result of poor financial planning. Economics professor Gilles Grenier says that longer life expectancies force us to think differently about when we can retire.
Now, most pension plans are at deficit because the markets are not, stock markets are not doing that well, not as well as they used to be, and also population is aging. So the incentives to retire early are less than they used to.
Retirees are turning to employment centers to support their search for a second career. Tony Gilchrist is the head of New Directions, a program that serves people 55 and over.
Mature workers definitely have a contribution. It may surprise people to know that their absentee rate is down compared to younger workers. They're less likely to be ill. They're less likely to be off work for all reasons than younger folks.
Early retirement is no longer an option for Sutcliffe, but she does have advice for younger generations.
Get a financial planner. Get some sort of a plan. Know where you're going, not just so that you have money put aside, but also so you know where to put it and how to use it.
Experts agree we shouldn't be worried about a later retirement. We simply need to acknowledge this cultural shift and plan accordingly. For CJTV News, I'm Leah LaRocque. The face of sports in Canada is changing. More women are signing up for sports, such as hockey, that have often been dominated by men. But women are not only participating as athletes anymore. They are also becoming leaders off the field in professional roles. The 2013 list of the most influential women in sports came out in January. It was released by the Canadian Association for the Advancement of Women in Sports and Physical Activity. Karen Lofstrom is the executive director of the center. She says the names on the list reflect contributions that women are making in sports across Canada. Nearly all of this year's women hold high positions in sporting organizations or businesses, reflecting a slow but growing trend of women in sports.
I think the leadership roles were getting more women. It's a slow grind. I think we had more women. The first fights were trying to get more women having opportunity to play the sports, and that number is getting better. Now it's getting into the positions of leadership, whether it be coaching, administration, volunteer board chairs, those types of things.
This year's list include Jane Riddell from Good Life Fitness Clubs, soccer player Christine Sinclair, and Ottawa's own Cindy Flett. Anne Merklinger made the list for the 5th time this year. She is head of Own the Podium, the association that helps develop investment strategies for national sporting organizations. She is now a driving force behind helping Canadian Olympians get the funding and resources they need.
Something that's very important to me is to give back to our community and to give back to Canada, to give back every opportunity I have. And so when I see that list of women, those are all women that are giving back to their families, their network, their communities, and our great country.
Progress has been made, but there's still work to be done. According to the research at the Centre for Advancement of Women in Sports, only 15% of coaches are women. Shelley Coolidge coaches the Carleton Ravens women's hockey team. Coolidge says women need to get involved at the local level so they get the skills early and can then dream big.